defend like that. It gives us an opportunity to get out and do what we do best on offensive end. That's get out and run, get in an early transition. And, we had a low turnover game. So, we combine our defense with our execution offensively and our precision. We're a really good team.
Calhoun?
Hey, LeBron. Just wondering about your reaction to a big trade in the NBA, James Harden going to the Nets. What do you make of that sort of shift in the NBA?
I don't really have too much of a reaction. Obviously trades and things happen every year. And, for me, my main focus on what we do here and how we continue to get better. And that was the case today. The trades happened today and I couldn't allow we had to play tonight. So my main focus today was on the Thunder.
Brad?
Brian, when you made your last three over Roby, who were you looking at in the stands? Anybody at all? And did anybody else at you again?
I don't know, man. It was actually somebody up there, but I was actually looking for nobody. I mean, I'm just, visualizing us having fans back in the building again at some point. It was great to see some fans in Houston. Me playing the game that I love to play, and then along with the fans, something I dream about all the time. So even when I'm on the floor, just try to let them know that we miss them, and that was one of those moments. Any bets with anybody this time? Say that again? Any bets with anybody this time? No bets today. So we see what happens in the near future.
Bill?
Hey, LeBron, you guys basically had 3 wire-to-wire wins on this trip, all really emphatic wins. How good is this team already to you, do you think? And what is your fun level? If there was a fun meter for you personally with this group and with this team and at this moment in time with the way you guys are playing, where's that at?
Well, we want to continue to grow, and I believe we got better, on this road trip. Our camaraderie and our togetherness continue to grow, both on and off the floor, and we want to continue to build off of that. It's not much, practice time, but we use the plane and the bus rides and the meetings that we have on the road and things of that nature, and we just continue to build, and we continue to hold each other accountable, and it's fun when you play for one another, and we have a selfless team. So. I think all of us are having a good time right now, but you have a good time when you win it. And that's what's the most important. When you win and you also learn from your wins, that's fun. And we want to continue that.
Kyle? You have another question? Okay.
No.
Dan?
Oh, okay. Thanks, T. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Hey, LeBron. We've talked a lot probably over the last year and a half about your team and film sessions and why they're so good in them. And there's obviously a lot of high IQ players. What makes Frank so good in those settings? That's where he got his start, obviously, cutting film with teams. Like, why is he a good kind of, navigator through a film session?
It's all about detail. It's very detailed, very organized. And straight to the point. We know exactly what we're getting out of it. If it's an offensive day or if it's a defensive day or if it's a fast break, if it's an offensive rebound or we're giving up defensive rebounds or transition, we break it down in all facets of the game. As football would say, offensively, defensively, and special teams. You got to be good at all 3 facets, and we do a great job of doing that during team sessions. And it starts with Frank and the coaching staff.
Dave?
Ron, what does 7-0 on the road mean to this group? Obviously, last year you didn't play a full road schedule because of the nature of the season, but I think it was the 3rd best road record percentage-wise in the league history. That DNA has carried over to this team.
We just have a bunker mentality when we go on the road. It's just us, and obviously it's even more just us because of the restrictions and the COVID and everything that's going on. So we come together even closer. So. We go on the road. We understand that it's going to be, challenging and different because we're not home, and staying in hotels and things of that nature. It just allows us to zero in even more.
Last question, Michael Duarte.
Hi, LeBron. To piggyback off what Dave just said, is the COVID protocols in place and having to just basically stay in the hotel and go to the arena and not having fans in the arena, does it make it more of a level playing field when you guys are playing on the road? Is that another attribution to the success on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's listen, it's all about execution and your level of focus, and you got to be able to, at times, build up your own energy. And like a night tonight, after we coming off a back-to-back, this is 3 and 4 nights for us, coming off a back-to-back in Houston last night, getting in late to OKC, and coming out into an arena with no fans, you got to, prosper your own energy from your group and yourself. So, we had to do that today, and our bench was great to start. Our starters did a good job of getting the energy going, and everybody just had a key point in us having energy as a group, and it allowed us to get a good win tonight. Appreciate it.
Hello and welcome. Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers, Chris McGee, James Worthy, Derek Fisher. We got Brez over here. We got Trudell down the hall. We got Allie. Everyone's involved doing the post-game show. Lakers, best start to the season ever on the road at 7-0. Another dominant performance, by the way, on both ends of the floor. All 12 Lakers scored. You got to love that. And I can't remember the last time you could use Chick in the second quarter, 3 games in a row. Refrigerator. Game was over, Fish.
Yeah.
Mid-second. 3 games in a row. Kind of nice.
Yeah, no, really nice. I think it's another example of how this team really is finding themselves on a mission again. Yep. Quick turnaround to the season. Obviously a lot to manage in terms of, adding new players, new personalities, and, a little slow out of the gate in terms of performing at their highest level. But they are getting closer, tracking closer to that championship level defense, intensity, energy, and really good to see it coming together.
Recognizing the games they're supposed to win. I mean, Oklahoma, obviously, young team, rebuilding. So you didn't want to come in and give them any hope. Yeah, they played around with them a little bit. You can get bored with some of these games, but you're supposed to win it. The bench did what they were supposed to do. They came in and took care of the game, took a lot of pressure off the starter. So for the most part, it was a smart win, and they were ready to do what they were supposed to do in Oklahoma.
I asked the Hall of Famer a week ago if he was concerned about the slow starts. He said no. He was right. 21 points in
Too early.
25 minutes from Montrezl Harrell. He's speaking with Mike Trudell.
All right, Montrezl Harrell, it was quite a productive road trip, 3-0 as you guys stay undefeated on the road. And these games, none of them were close. What was it like going through that process, as it seemed like you guys were in pretty firm control, Montrezl?
We just wanted to come on the road and establish our defensive end of the floor, and just wanted to make sure that we took guys out of what they wanted to do well. We had 3 good road tests, 2 in Houston and 1 here. Houston is a different ball club than this club, but there was 3 good tests, and I think we handled them well. Got into some big leads early and then didn't look back.
Hey, what are you starting to build with the bench unit, and then when some of the starters filter in and play with you as well, what are you starting to learn about your new teammates here?
I'm just playing off these guys, man. I'm on the floor with a lot of talented guys, man, the guys that draw a lot of attention, man. So just trying to do all the little things, man, get us extra possessions on offensive rebounds and, on the defensive end. Make sure, I know all my coverages, make sure I'm in the right calls for guys, just make sure we limit them to 1 shot.
Hey, you mentioned the defense, and you, of course, played against Anthony Davis and LeBron for many years. Just wondered, what have you seen from them on that side of the floor? Because we sometimes can focus on offensive productivity, right, with stars like that. But what have you seen on the defensive side of the floor?
Oh, man, these guys are superstars, man. They're tied together. You can see that they've been together for a while and kind of know, kind of pick and choose and feed off each other's energy on both ends of the floor. AD is a great rim defender, but also does a huge job on switching out on guards and things like that. Brian, he plays any position from 1 to 5, man. Like I said, he's going to go down as one of his game's greats. So just being on the floor with those 2 guys, man, you can't do nothing but feed off their energy, both offensively and defensively.
All right, and last thing for you, it didn't seem like we had any challenges or bets from the bench this time, Montrezl, but chemistry still looks pretty good. Still seems like you guys are having some fun.
Yes, sir, most definitely.
All right, Montrezl, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good stuff right there. That's still that shot. You weren't here last night, but you saw it. LeBron looking at Dennis Schroeder.
Yes.
Bet it.
Yeah, no,
Pretty special, man.
yeah, the energy.
Chemistry looks just fine.
Yeah, no, the energy that these guys have is off the charts.
Hey, I want to talk Montrezl Harrell. Big game. Jump in here first. 25 minutes. Love leading off with him. He deserves it. 21 points, 8 for 12, 6 rebounds, 1 block. A monster on this road trip.
Yeah, he's a throwback. Old school player, man. You know, plays hard. You know, one of the players that does all the dirty work. You know, and loves it. You know, he's not like he doesn't like shy away from it. He loves the physical play. He knows where to be at all times. If someone's driving to the cup, he's going to be in a place where he can receive the basketball if it's an internal pass, or he's going to be in a position to get a rebound. Add to his offense. You know, the little 15-footer, the spin moves. Great pickup. Great player.
Yeah, players that understand how to really significantly impact the game without needing the basketball is really important when you have superstars like LeBron and Anthony Davis. It is so important to the success of a team that's built around the cornerstone franchise players like those two, that they have guys with really, they have ego and confidence in themselves, but they take pride in finding ways to impact the game that don't require them having to be the center of attention. And it's great to see his post-game interviews, the things that he says about playing with great players. He means that, and he plays well in that manner.
Fish, I'm going to kick it back to you with this. The theme over the past couple of years, do the Lakers have enough shooters around LeBron and AD? This might be the best Lakers shooting team we've seen in quite some time. They're 6th best coming into tonight in three-point shooting, about 0.5% from third. They might have jumped that tonight. 46%, 17 of 37. And 9 different guys